love you.
I love you too, baby. Now let's talk about it.
Look, y'all already know what it is, man. Yo, on the sit down, man, introducing the kings, man. Real tips. Let's go. Content for married couple. Rules apply to married couples only. So that we, for all the naysayers out there, any questions y'all have, this segment of the show, man, is for marriage couples, man. Real tips. It's a book that actually goes along with it. We want to put this disclaimer out. We having a lot of fun, but please be mature when you're taking in the content and when you're participating in the conversation. This is for who it applies for. This is for who it applies for. And we trying to, build up marriages and restore order within marriages, man. And this is one of the things, and this is one of the couples, man, that, that God is using during this time. So without further ado, man, this is the Kings live on the sit down, man, with real tips.
All right, so we got a good one for y'all today. So the real tip that I want to share with you guys is secular music okay during sex with my spouse? All right, so I
drop a bomb on that, V.
All right, so I know that we both like to have music on when we're having sex. I'm quite sure a lot of other married couples, you like to play music to get you in the mood, and there's totally nothing wrong with that, okay? But the important thing is what type of music are you playing? Like a lot of music nowadays that's secular have a lustful spirit connected to it. And one thing you want to make sure is that you are not allowing that spirit to transfer into your marriage. Because if you're not careful, it will transfer from the music that you are playing during sex, okay? So an important part that I want you guys to get is that all music is not good, okay? And that out of nowhere, if you're not careful, that lustful spirit transfer, and then you start craving for the sex instead of wanting to actually make love with your spouse, okay? So let's think about the word craving. So when you're craving for something, you're actually wanting it, like right now. If you're craving for a type of food and when you get it, you just going in on it because you're craving for it, right? So it's the same way with your spouse. You're craving for it, you're lusting after your spouse, and then all of a sudden you get it, you want to have it so bad, you don't know how to treat your spouse because you are lusting after her body or after his body because you want it so bad.
And not just that. When you craving for something and you just get it, you just devour it, then you're not taking the time out to really enjoy it. Versus if something like, man, like this is really something that I want. So therefore, I'm gonna take my time to enjoy this as much as possible. Versus when you craving something, you rush into it because you're in such a rush to get to it. You're missing past all the important part, the important stuff.
Right. And so, it can be a time where your spouse is not in the mood, but you lusting after your spouse's body, and you're basically almost like demanding the sex, even when your spouse is not, in the mood to have it. So you probably want to be like, give me some right now, but your actions can be demanding. If you get into bed with your wife and you all on her and she's telling you to move, she's tired, but you all on, you still trying to perform sex with her, it's almost like you demanding you want it now. And that's almost like what a lustful spirit does. You want something that you can't have at that moment, or you want something that you can't have at all. And that's what a lustful spirit does. So one song that we want to point out that, that lustful spirit is connected to Oh,
About
the
it.
song, When We Make Love. But, you know, the dirty version is When We F-U-C can, okay?
When you made like that when we fix.
Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So you want to say those lyrics?
I do.
So here's the lyrics, y'all. So here's the difference between playing the right secular music and playing the wrong secular music. Now, let me point this out. Don't get me wrong now. Now, I'm not saying what we're supposed to play are jazz or gospel. Who wants to hear gospel music while America was having sex? Like,
Pretty sure the season a bit of a turn off.
Like, ain't nobody gonna sit up there having sex and all of a sudden you start worshiping the Lord. You're probably looking at the Lord, what are you doing? So no, you don't have to play the gospel music. You don't have to play jazz. Is boring. No, we don't want to hear jazz. We want to hear something that's gonna get us in the mood, but at the same time, you are careful. So here's the difference between what music is good to play that's secular and what music is good to play and what music is not good to play. So.
All right, so the first example, I wrote down two choruses from two different songs. So the first chorus is from When We by Tank, and it said, who came to make sweet love, not me.
Okay, hold on. So who came to make sweet love? He said, not me. But what do married couples do? You make love, right? We don't F-U-C, like married couples don't F-U-C-K. That's just not, you don't do that kind of stuff. Married couples that God has really put together, you make love. The worldly people, they F-U-C-K. So that's a point right there to let you know that, okay, there's a lustful spirit attached to this music because he making love too. He just said, not me. All right, next.
I mean, but even with that, it goes a step further. All right, so when you making love to somebody, you really taking that time out and you enjoying your spouse. You enjoying a blessing that keeps on giving. You enjoying your spouse. You enjoying and recognize, okay, this is a gift that God gave me. This is my wife. God gave me permission to have sex with my wife. And so I'm going to take my time out and I'm going to enjoy it. It's almost like you getting a new car and you slamming on the gas driving it. No, what you going to do? You're going to take your time, man. You're going to take your time. You're going to cruise. You're going to cruise around and enjoy your new vehicle. It's something similar to that. Mm-hmm. Versus, you know what I'm saying, when you just having sex or, you know what I'm saying, you just, F-U-C-K and whatever, we don't care. So you're going to hear a lot of spell. But like when you're doing that, you just really rushing through it and you just like, okay, I'm just here to satisfy my body, not really my emotions. So he went on with the song and said, who came to kiss and hug? Not me. Who came to beat it up? Rocky.
No, that's a line that I hate. I really do not like the song, but that part, why would you beat up your spouses? Like, why would you take advantage of it like that? Like, a woman's body is a gift to a man. So why would you abuse your wife's body? Why would you beat it up? Like, she laying there in pain. You beating it up. You abusing it. You abusing the gift that God has given you. And so beating it up like a lustful spirit. You wanted something that you can't have at the moment, or you wanted something that you don't have. And when you get it, like I said, when you craving, lustful spirit is craving for something, right? So like when you craving for a food, you get it, you tearing it up. Same way with the body. You get it, you beating it up, you tearing it up, you abusing it. Okay?
And then the last part saying, don't use those hands to put up that gate and stop me. And just speaking from a man's perspective, like, even with, just, I guess, getting personal for a minute, but like, I know I got to be careful with my wife because, I can be enjoying myself, she can be in the world of pain. So, and I don't like it. I don't like my wife to be in pain. I want my wife to enjoy herself just as much as I'm enjoying myself. So she putting her hands up and she like, okay, man,
Babe, just be
Okay, I'm just saying.
open.
All right, so I respect my wife at that level. But I'm saying, so she put her hands like, okay, wait a minute, that's uncomfortable. Or, okay, that hurts. I'm going to stop. I'm not going to keep going like, all right, babe, hold on, man, I'm almost done. That's the difference between making love and just having regular old sex. It's like I actually care about the feeling that my wife is getting. So with that, I'm going to make sure that I do everything I can to make sure she's enjoying herself just as much as I am too. I don't want my wife in pain. I want her to be able to enjoy herself. So if a position or something that we're doing is making her feel uncomfortable, making her, it's painful to her, or anything like that, then of course, like, okay, we can find something else that works for you, that works for both of us.
Like even since we on it, like even during that time when my husband would stop most of the times, you okay? You okay? You okay? And it's irritating, like stop asking. But I appreciate that though, because he is catering to my body. He is careful with my body because I am his gift to him. And so he is taking care of and protecting what is his. So I appreciate that, even though you asked multiple times. But anyway.
I like to make sure, okay?
Okay.
I like to make sure.
So here's a song that's secular, but here's the difference. You'll hear the difference in the words. Go ahead.
All right, so this one we taking it back old school a little bit. Differences by Genuine. And the chorus go, my whole life has changed since you came in. I knew better than you were that special one. I'm so in love, so deep in love. You make my life complete. You are so sweet. No one competes. Glad you came into my life. You blind me with your love. And so, so that's the difference, man. It's a big difference in the music that you play during that time with your spouse. You know what I'm saying? I know one time we was riding out, we was going on a date, and I played this song by August Alsina. It's something I want to love you like a porn star or something. And my wife looked at me, she was like, what is this? I was like, what? I was like, what was the issue? And she was like, yeah, do I like a porn star to you? I'm like, no, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But from that, I learned from the experience that, like, okay, I need to see what are the lyrics saying to me. What kind of mindset are they putting me in? What kind are they making me feeling? Of course, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being blunt, I got a high sex drive. Like, there's no secret. I got a high sex drive. Mine is higher than my wife's. But at the same time, I don't want to be put in a position where that's all I want from my wife. And that's all I'm trying to give her. So that's one thing. That's what I mean by where I had to take the time out and I had to change up my playlist. That wasn't even nothing that she even asked me to do. That was, matter of fact, that was nothing that she even knew about. So with that, I started, man, I really had to change up what I was listening to and watching the type of mindset that it put me in. Because this is not just some girl off the street saying like, even if you're single, you shouldn't be treating it about like that. But especially when you marry, like, this is your queen, this is your gift, this is your blessing, then this is it's an honor to just be honest, man, it's an honor when a woman offers her body up to you. Like, that's an honor in itself. Because it's a great feeling. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to be as censored as possible. So I'm not
You good. You in the sit down. Y'all good, man. Y'all talking good. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you gotta, people can see the love, man. And, that's one thing that we do love about Rib Tips, man, is the open, is the honesty. You know what I mean? Because you got husbands at home that just going in with the whole motto, yo, I'm here, do whatever I say. You got women at home that, kicking the whole doghouse, put, in the doghouse type model and things like that, man. And, just to see y'all come from a point, of the balance. And it's just real, man. So, big ups to Rib Tips, man, and what y'all doing, man. Yeah, you good.
Right. So, okay. So somebody may say, well, what if I play the clean version of the song.
Same thing.
But it's the same thing.
It's the same
It's
thing.
the same type. It's the same song. It's just the words are just beeped out of it. It still got the same song, the same spirit, so it doesn't make it any better. You still playing the song. It's still the same song. So so I want to make that point. So you must understand that the world has taken something that God has made and perverted. Like nothing that God has created is nasty. Okay. This lustful spirit that's connected to some of this secular music has made sex, just perverted, just made it nasty, And no one respects the gift anymore that God has given married couples. You're just taking advantage of it. You're taking advantage of your wife's body. You want it when you want it and not even thinking about your spouse's feelings. Like, okay, they may be tired one night and you just like, give it to me now. Like, you're not respecting what God has given us. Okay. So what other point that I want to make? So go ahead.
Now I'm about to say, even with that, like, you know what I'm saying? Even with, and I know we keep going back and forth from music, sex, but it's like, man, you got to realize, like, your wife has emotions. They're emotional creatures. They're emotional people. And so it has been nights that I set aside where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to initiate anything. I'm just going to hold my wife. I'm going to cater to her emotions. And so, you know what I'm saying, man? And that's just me showing, like, okay, I love the sex that we have. And I love the moments when we're making love and everything else. But I also understand that you have emotions as well. I also understand that, you know what I'm saying, that sometimes you need to be catered to, or sometimes that you're not really in the mood. You just want to laugh, joke, talk, and you just, you're tired from the day. You just want to go to sleep. And that's fine with me. That's absolutely fine with me. I'm not going to push you off. I'm not going to get an attitude and nothing else with you like that. I may lie awake for a little while longer until I doze off. But the whole time while I'm lying awake, I'm going to make sure that you wrapped in my arms. I'm still going to kiss you on your back, your shoulder, your forehead, wherever, where I'm holding you at. And I'm just going to make sure that you're comfortable, that you feeling good, that you feel like you're in the safest place in the world. And that's what I'm saying, man. That's husband. That's us catering to our wives' emotions and showing them how much we truly love them. And then not just that, showing them like, okay, he doesn't just want my body all the time. You know what I'm saying? Or he doesn't just want to have sex all the time. Because believe me when I say, like, some women believe, like, what if the sex dies down? What'll happen then? What if we can't have sex? What if something happens where he got to wait a few weeks? Is he going to leave? Is you know what I'm saying? Is he going to go out and cheat on me? And this giving is going that extra mile. We'll be back on something. But it's just going that extra mile to show them that, for me, personally, I want my wife to feel comfortable. I don't want there to be no type of trust issue whatsoever. I don't even want to give her, I don't even want to allow Satan to even play with her mind or even think, like, okay, he going to cheat on me, this, that, and the third. I want that trust there from jump. It's a lot more peaceful, it's less stressful, and it's just taking a huge weight off her shoulders. Saying, like, okay, if my husband go to Walmart, what is he going to come back with? The groceries, tissue, paper towels, whatever else I'm sent to the store to get, or I run to the store and get. She ain't got to worry about me stepping out with nobody else. She ain't got to worry about me trying to holler with nobody else. She ain't got to worry about me trying to go out with nobody else. Because as soon as I leave, I'm shooting right back to the house.
But see, if you're not careful, that's what a lustful spirit will cause some husbands to do.
Exactly.
Because you got to realize that when a spirit pops up, when the enemy sends a spirit out on assignment, and you lusting, and this lustful spirit, you can't have your wife because she's tired. And then if you do go out for your wife and get some groceries or whatever, or you working overnight, okay, and you see individuals that you find attractive, and if you're not careful, that lustful spirit will cause you to crave, again, that's that word, crave for somebody else's body because you're not getting it at home. So you have to be careful when those spirits on assignment. And how do those spirits come on assignment? You open them up. How you open them up? By the music that you play. Mm-hmm. Spirits come in through music. They will come in through the television, whatever you're watching. They will come in however ways spirits can come in through people,
conversations,
cell phones, social media, whatever you watch on social media. I mean, spirits are sneaky. The enemy is sneaky, and he will come in through any little crack that he can get in. He coming in. He coming in. Especially a marriage that God has put together. He's coming in. So we have to be extra cautious of what we see, what we hear, and what we are listening to. Okay. So another point that I wanted to make is that, men and, husbands, wives too, but more so the husbands, because a lot more husbands, y'all sex drive is up there. I mean, there is a lot more of the husbands sex drive is up there. So I want to make this point. Husbands, remember that your wife's body is not a machine. It's not a sex machine. You just don't, you just can't be like, you cut the machine on, I want it now. No. Your wife's body is a gift. So treat it as such. Treat it as a gift, okay? And your marriage should never be just about sex. Like, marriage is so much more than that. Yes, the sex is great. It's a great gift from God. However, don't abuse it, okay? Don't take advantage of it. Don't make it out to be the top thing on your list when it comes to your marriage. The top thing that should be in your marriage is God first, and then each other, and then everything else comes next. Marriage is not the top of the list, guys. All right, some wives too, but marriage is not the top of the list, okay? Sex is just the icing on the cake, really, Just think of it this way. The cake can still be delicious even if you don't have the icing on the cake, okay? So that's an important fact that I wanted to point out.
That was good, though.